The Taborites were members of a religious community considered heretical by the Catholic Church. The Taborites were centered on the Bohemian city of Tabor during the Hussite Wars in the 15th century. The religious reform movement in Bohemia splintered into various religious sects. Besides the Taborites, these included the Adamites, Orbites, Sorochi, Utriquists and Pragas. Because the revolution's impetus came from the burning of Jan Hus. For the purpose of simplicity, many writers have put most of these sects under the umbrella term of Hussites. Economically supported by Tabor's control of local gold mines, the citizens joined local peasants to develop a communal society. Taborites announced the millennium of Christ and declared there would be no more servants and masters. They promised that people would return to a state of pristine innocence. Taborite theology represented one of the most radical departures from that of the medieval Catholic Church. They rejected the outer veneer of corruption in the Church and insisted on the normativeness of biblical authority. Even though Taborite theologians were versed in scholastic theology, they were among the first intellectuals to break free from centuries-old scholastic methods. Some of the most outstanding Taborite theologians were Mikuláš Biskupek of Pelhřimov and Prokop Veliký. These were opposed by Taborite theologians such as Peter Karnes and Martin Huska, who manifested their more radical ideas by desecrating the Eucharistic host. Followers of Karnes included Adamites, and he himself was burnt as a heretic by order of Jan Žižka, the military leader. Jan Žižka commanded his ragtag Bohemian army in defense against the crusading imperial army under Emperor Sigismund. Žižka did not believe that all heretics should be slain, and often showed clemency to those he defeated. After one battle when his army disobeyed him and killed many prisoners, Žižka ordered the army to pray for forgiveness. This experience partly inspired him to write a famous military code of conduct, Zisku Vojenský Rad, a document partly inspired by the biblical Book of Deuteronomy. Žižka eventually left Tabor because that community became too radical for his beliefs and took over the leadership of the more moderate Orbites in Hradec Králové. In response to the numerous attacks launched against Bohemia, the Taborites and Orbites often set aside their religious differences and cooperated militarily. Once the external threat was removed by Hussite victories, the various Hussite factions turned on each other. Finally, after 20 years, the power of the Taborites was broken with the Battle of Lipany on May 30, 1434, during which 13,000 of the 18,000-strong army were killed. In 1437 the Taborites signed a treaty with Sigismund. Even though the Taborites ceased to play an important political role, their theological thinking strongly influenced the foundation and rise of the Unity of the Brethren in 1457, today in English called the Moravian Church.